Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, September 10th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are somebody that uses charts as a trader, or maybe you're just new to charts, want to learn more about them and how they are a great tool to make good decisions as a trader, then this will be a video for you. And then real quick before I get started, I am offering a free live class actually this evening. So if you're liking what you see as I go through the video, you want to learn more about technical analysis and how to build consistency, then I do want to personally invite you to get signed up for the class. With that being said, I do totally understand that this could be way too last minute. Maybe you already have other plans, but if you would still like to see the class because it will be recorded, then just drop me an email, clay at claytrader.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link to the recording after it is complete. Because again, I totally understand if this is too last minute. But yeah, if you can actually make it, then I'd love to have you. If you're watching at YouTube, then down in the description box, there's a link that you can click at. Or if you're watching at claytrader.com, then somewhere right on the webpage that you're on, there's going to be an area for you to click on to get signed up for it. So like I said, just keep that in the back of your mind as I go through the video. And if you like what you see, definitely get signed up or just drop me an email. First one, ticker symbol AMC, and a big event happened today. This will mean a little bit to those of you that watched the previous top 10 videos, but I've been talking about 48 over and over again, and in the previous video talked about how it's not necessarily about breaking 48, it's about actually staying above it after the break has happened, and that has finally been the case right here. You can see that candle, which I should note, I'm doing the 30-minute time frame for all these, meaning each one of these candlesticks, as they're called, represents 30 minutes worth of time. So point here being on that note, you can see that green candle there represents the final 30 minutes of the day, and it's looking like the price has now closed up above the $48 mark. Now, does that guarantee anything? Absolutely not. No such thing as a guarantee. But does it now lead to a valid conclusion of, okay, this might finally be the start of something much bigger? $50 could be right around the corner. Yeah, that is absolutely a valid thought process to have. Again, doesn't mean that it's guaranteed to happen, but is that some sort of random thought? Absolutely not. So with the break above 48, and more importantly, with the close above 48, can the price continue to build more momentum into Friday? That is definitely going to be the big question mark moving forward. But anyway, look at it. Very, very impressive day, especially when you factor in that there was a gap down, that the price did go all the way down to that area, which again, the power of charts, again, will mean more to those that watch the previous videos. But right there, I talked about that purple line being a key level of support, and surprise, surprise, look right where it bounced off of. So again, our charts, perfect? No, but are they a great tool to help you make good decisions? Yes, absolutely here. And if you don't believe me, that's fine. I understand I could be a total stranger to you, but all I say is go back and watch a video from yesterday in the top 10, and you'll see I talked about that purple line there and got the beautiful bounce. But from just an overall chart perspective, very impressive strength to have the price being down all the way here, then to have it recover, then to have it break above 48, and then to have it stay above 48. So yeah, Friday going to be very, very interesting. Next one here, ticker symbol CEI, and I mean, all I can really say about this one is boom. Once more, this will mean more to those of you that watched previous videos, but talked about how, had two key levels mapped out, and you can see that this morning price actually came back down here, back tested that green line. So again, the power of technical analysis and charts. Congratulations to anybody that bought at that green line, which I talked about previously, because you can see not only did the price level off there, but it went kaboom from that point, including getting up to that red line and then breaking up through there. So moral of the story there, there's no doubt in my mind that there were some people that were watching the previous video here, played that pullback, got some at 90, and now they're smiling from ear to ear. So a huge move, but definitely updates need to be made. I'm going to go ahead and delete these lines out as I've served their purpose for now. But one of the newest areas to keep an eye on from a support standpoint, and for people that maybe enjoy playing pullbacks, right there around $1.15 is a very interesting level. As far as playing breakouts, it's kind of at this point, not much can be said just because the price is essentially sitting at all-time highs. I mean, sure, you could say, well, the resistance is right up around there. I understand that, but I mean, this has been a pretty big move. So from the breakout perspective, it's kind of a wait-and-see situation. You need to see some sort of more clear resistance take shape because, I mean, really, it's essentially been straight up all afternoon long, which is a good problem to have if you're already in it. But for the people that are not already in it and are interested in potentially making a trade on it, from the breakout standpoint, at least in my opinion, probably a wait-and-see situation. But yeah, if you like pullbacks, then $1.15 could definitely be a very interesting area there. But overall, the uptrend continues. And again, a big congratulations to those that have watched the previous videos on this one and made a move on it. Next one, ticker symbol GEVO, and a monster move today. You can see the volume came absolutely pouring in, got the great move, and now we have ourselves a nice solid pattern here headed into Friday. So let's talk about the first part of this pattern and just the breakout point of it. Let's try that again. There we go. And that key breakout point going to be right up there at $8.25. So that's going to be the resistance portion of the pattern. And then we also have a nice dynamic here in terms of a support with that trend line right there. I'm actually going to change that to green to represent the bullish attribute of the pattern. And then just to keep everything kind of one color, again, we have the resistance there. We have the support there. We have what would be known as the pull portion. And then for you visual learners out there that also golf, put the golf hole down there. And this would be known as a bull pennant pattern. So GEVO, huge volume, huge movement. Now it's just doing some consolidating, but within the huge movement and now the consolidation, it's formed a good solid bullish pattern here, the bull pennant. Now that doesn't mean that it's guaranteed to continue to go upwards, because nothing is guaranteed, as I've said, and we'll probably will continue to say just to drive that home. But is it at least valid? Is it at least a rational thought to think that GEVO could get more momentum and break out on Friday and continue on upwards? Yeah, definitely valid, not guaranteed, but certainly a rational thought process to be going through. Next one here, ticker symbol BBIG, and overall, a fine day. Was it like a super exciting day? Was it a skyrocketing type day? It wasn't, but by no means was it bearish or unhealthy or anything like that. In fact, if anything, it just showed that this thing still got plenty of people interested, because the price did pull back to right around that 975 mark. And you can see a whole bunch of buyers stepped in around that area and then eventually pushed the price back upwards, which now just leads to the valid question of, okay, well, can the buyers that push it upwards, are there going to be enough, new buyers that show up that eventually push this up to that resistance at 12? And then the final question becomes, and can it get the break of 12? And 12 is going to be one of those areas that lots and lots of breakout players are watching. And when a lot of people are watching the same levels and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy. Call it whatever you want. It can produce some very dynamic movements. So $12 is definitely going to be a breakout point that matters most, and a lot of people will be watching. So definitely step one is complete. The price came down, got the pullback, buyers stepped back in, are pushing the price back upwards. And then the next step, again, can those buyers push it up to 12? And then the final step, can the price get the breakthrough $12? We'll see it happens on Friday. Next one, ticker symbol GME, had earnings and did not start off the day good at all. Gap down, bounced upwards, came back down, and then all of a sudden just showed great signs of life the rest of the day, and a very, very impressive bounce. So you got to give credit where credit's due. Although in my mind, there's still more work that needs to be done, and quote unquote work needs to be done, seen right there at that trend line, which has done a very impressive job of forecasting where, the congestion point is. So isn't that amazing? I mean, you put that trend line into place, and, while charts are not perfect, I mean, look at just how the price all of a sudden start to really struggle around that area. But the good news here is that the price is essentially right at that trend line. Now, that doesn't mean that it's guaranteed to get the breakout through there, but I mean, given it's so close, it's once more than valid to throw out there, hey, I think there could be a breakout right around the corner. And that's the idea behind charts, is they're helping us avoid random decisions, right? If you're making random decisions, that just means you're gambling. We don't want to gamble. If you want to make not random decisions, well, you have to have a logic. And the logic here being, yeah, it's at that trend line. Sure, that trend line has knocked down the price several times before, but if it can get the breakthrough there, in technical jargon, that would be known as a trend line breakout, and that could create some good solid momentum. But overall, the moral of the story here is, after a very ugly start, a very impressive recovery. Now the big question mark moving forward into Friday is, can the price push through that trend line? Let's see what happens. Next one, ticker symbol SPRT, and just a little context here. This one has quite the history, because you can see it can move, and it can move very, very nicely. I mean, from basically $10 up to, let's just call it $60 in a very small amount of time. And now you can see volume is starting to return, which brings up the question, hey, is this the start of something bigger? Is there another nice move coming? Now, I'm not saying that necessarily is going to send it up to $60, but I mean, even if it gets up to, half of that, I mean, that would still be a potentially very interesting trade. And the next key area of resistance to watch very closely, which did not get tested today, but right up there at $28.50. You can see $28.50 rejected the price there. $28.50 rejected it there. So that doesn't mean that it will get rejected there again, but that will be the key breakout point, where if the price can get up there, then technically speaking, that would be a breakout. And as I've said before, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want. That break right there could indeed create some good solid upside buying. So keep an eye on that. And then as far as areas of support are concerned, if there are any sort of pullbacks, that area down there right around 23.50 stepped in as a very nice consolidation area. So those, in my opinion at least, are the two main technical levels moving forward. 28.50 key level of resistance, 23.50 initial area of support. So we'll see if the price can ultimately get the breakout or not. Maybe it needs to consolidate, and then next week focus more so on a breakout. That's always possible after a pretty big move today, but it is SPRT, and with the track record of this one of being able to move big and quite quickly, Friday remains a very interesting day. Next one, ticker symbol ATER, and this is just a beautiful uptrend. There's really no other way around it. If you were writing a textbook and wanted, an example to put in the uptrend chapter, this would be a good candidate. You can see the past couple of days here, volume has really kicked things into another gear, And then overall, so keep in mind, it's already in an uptrend, but now we have a very nice pattern here, well-defined. So that key breakout point right up there at $11. So we'll call that kind of the self-fulfilling prophecy area. And then from the support side of things, have a very clear level right there. And again, let me get that changed to green to represent the bullish dynamic of things. And then to keep this all a little bit maybe easier to see, we have the resistance there. We have the support there. We'll put in the pull portion right there, and this would be known as a bull flag pattern. And the reason why it's a bull flag is because it's all occurring in a very nice uptrend. So does that mean that for sure, guaranteed, without doubt, the price is going to continue on up? It does not. But again, is it at least a valid, is it at least a rational thought to have? Absolutely. So keep an eye on $11, and we'll see if the price can get the breakout through there. But overall, really the simplest way to summarize this one is just the 30-minute time frame and a bull flag pattern. Next one here, ticker symbol RKLB. What an absolute monster. Not a whole lot of people talking about this one, but sometimes, they kind of just fly under the radar. Now, I do got to think that, today's big volume will be setting off volume scanners and such as people are running their scans. But nonetheless, we're definitely going to keep an eye on it because if this upwards momentum continues, then you never know how crazy these things can get. But as far as, the current breakout area that'll need to be watched closely, going to be right up here at $21.50, so keep an eye on that. If you prefer more of the pullbacks, which in this situation, again, in my opinion, I think a pullback makes a little bit more sense. $17.50 is a very interesting level, and I'm not saying this will occur, but if the price even did come down there, which would be a pretty far fall, but that also kind of just illustrates how good of a trend this actually is, because even if the price were to come down there and then just hover around that area, I mean, think about what you would still have. You would still have a set of lows there. You would have lows there, you'd have lows there, you'd have lows down there. And if you envision each one of those as stair steps, then from the big picture, you would still very, very clearly have stair steps progressing in the upwards direction. And like I said, that assumes that the price drops all the way down to $17.50, which I'm not saying will occur because who knows, maybe this uptrend is going to continue and this thing's just going to blast upwards. But the moral of the story here is RKLB very clearly is moving quite quickly. It's in an overall uptrend. And if this uptrend continues and the momentum continues into Friday, it could be definitely worth one keeping an eye on. Next one, ticker symbol PMCB. Very nice movement here and got a pullback, which I like because you always got to keep in the back of your mind, I don't know, am I chasing the price? Am I getting caught up in the excitement and just, behaving like I shouldn't, FOMO, fear of missing out. And yeah, there were people that bought up there and they might have had some FOMO, because the price is pulled back. But if you're still observing this one, well, then you got the pullback here, which means, you don't have to worry about, are you chasing the price? Now, just because it's pulled back doesn't mean that it's all of a sudden going to recover, but at least you've eliminated the worry of, I don't know, am I being undisciplined and getting caught up in the excitement? Well, no, because the price has pulled back. So with that pullback, it's created a very nice little, potential pullback point there of around $3.80, give or take a little bit. And then from the resistance side of things, just simply, where did the party finally stop today? And that was basically up there at $4.08. So once again, from a pattern perspective, let's just keep things in the same color. We have the resistance, we have the support, we have the pull portion. So this would be another bull flag pattern. So if you enjoy playing stocks that are down below that, $5 range, then this is one that showed quite a bit of excitement, good solid volume today. And, the question just moving forward is this consolidation going to lead to another bullish breakout? Only time will tell. Next one, ticker symbol ENVB, and another beautiful, beautiful uptrend. And you got to like this as aspect when things just keep on putting in those higher highs. So yes, this thing has pulled back several times before, but when you know it, another pullback right here. Now, let me be very clear. Does that mean that it is for sure guaranteed going to put in new highs? Absolutely not. However, is it valid? Does it make sense to think that it could put in new highs? Well, it absolutely does. I mean, it's already happened once and twice. Does that mean it'll happen a third time? No, but at least it's not some sort of random decision. Case in point, let's say it's never happened before and you're sitting here saying, hey, I think it's got a great chance to pull back and go to new highs. Somebody would be totally justified to say, what are you talking about? Based on what? I mean, it's never recovered before, but in this situation, it's recovered not once, but twice. Does that mean that it'll recover again? No. Is it valid to think it could? Absolutely. So keep an eye on this. And, overall, the trend is nice. Is it going to recover again? Will history repeat itself? We'll see what happens. So that wraps up the top 10 stocks. Again, as a reminder and just as a personal invite, if you like what you saw, if you want to learn more about technical analysis and how they can help you make, again, those not random decisions that can ultimately lead to consistency, then get signed up for the class. Like I said, depending on when you watch this, if you're watching this right after the market close, then yeah, it'll be this evening, Thursday, September 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Or again, if you're watching this already on Friday morning, then yes, you missed it, but that is where this comes into play. Drop me an email and I would be more than happy to send you a recording of it. Or like I said, if you're still watching it before it actually goes live, but it's just too last minute, you have something else on your schedule, then regardless, still drop me the email and I would be happy to send you a recording of it. And then as far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy this format and if you would like for me to continue to make more videos like this, then please communicate that to me by doing two easy things. Hit the like button, leave a basic comment. It could be the number one. It could be saying hi. It could be just a ticker symbol that you're watching tomorrow. But hitting the like button and leaving a basic comment goes a long way in communicating to me that it's worth the time and effort for me to put these videos together. And as long as I know that it's worth the time and effort, then I have no problem at all continuing to do them. But again, personally invite you to get signed up for the class, or if anything, just drop me an email and I'll send you a recording of it. And hopefully I'll see you this evening. If not, then hopefully you're at least wanting the recording. And like I said, I'd be happy to send you that. So just drop me an email, clay@claytrader.com. And hopefully you all had a great day today, and I'll see you on Friday.